Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and today we have another humble bundle of interest to game developers. This one is from HiveMind. It is for both Unity and Unreal Engine, although as we will see in this video, you can export it out to other areas and use it in other game engines if you wish. So this is the Unreal Engine and Unity Mega Bundle. Pretty straightforward name. Again, the creator here is HiveMind. We have seen them in the past. So you can see here, there is a mix. So this is, again, all Unreal Engine, Unity, Unreal, and so on. So you got a bit of a mix of both game engines here. Got overlap between the two. So one case it's the Viking Village, the other case is the Viking Village, just one for Unreal. The other one is for Unity. And like I said, we can actually export these out and use them in other environments. So what we're going to do straight away, we're just going to go hands-on, and we're going to start with this one right here, the Cyberpunk Mega Pack, get an idea of what these environments are like. In terms of repeats, we've actually seen some of these in the past. I think about half of this bundle we have had in previous bundles. So do make sure that you don't already own something if you're interested in it. And this is item number 1 in Unreal Engine, and this is the Cyberpunk Alley. So you can see here, let's switch over to game mode, get everything out of your way. Now, an interesting thing about this, you're going to notice if you actually come in here and you switch out the temporal anti-aliasing on, you lose the rain. You lose some of the rain. I don't actually know why this is. If you do know, let me know this. I find temporal anti-aliasing looks awful anyways, but I did not expect it to actually have such a profound effect on the rain shader here. But this is the environment you're dealing with. It's very future, neo-noir cyberpunk with these animated signs and advertisements and shaders. They are all configurable, by the way, so they are driven by blueprints that you can actually configure how these actually work. So you got some control over how they actually are displayed. But otherwise, you can see here this, again, very futuristic, cyberpunky, that's all done with textures, sort of approach. And yeah, so that is the first one right here, this very cool cyberpunk environment. You got a bit of a bullet train going on there as well. And yeah, so if you've seen Blade Runner, you know exactly what you're getting here. Now we're going to move on to the next one in this. We're just going to show you a handful of these. This is the War Collection. This one's pretty straightforward. It's basically a medieval war camp. So you can see here, just a collection of things that you would use in that environment. So we've got a catapult and a ballista, some cannons. For some reason, we got some stocks and a guillotine over here, which has been recently used. Some ramparts, and we got some tents, and so on. And this one is one of the examples where I've actually exported out. So here you can see we are in Blender 4.1, exported out as GLB, imported in. So straightforward. It looks pretty much exactly like it does in Unreal Engine. So obviously, if you can get it over into Blender, you can get it into pretty much any game engine you wish. So if you wanted to bring this over to Godot, for example, you can. Getting things out of Unreal Engine is exceptionally easy. Getting things out of Unity is fairly easy. I've got guides on how to do both. So you get an idea. Even if you are not using the engines in question here, there are ways to get them out. So back over here in the land of Unreal Engine, let's go ahead and take a look at two more. This one here is Pirate Island. We've definitely had this one before, by the way. A little bit stylized, but basically it is exactly what the name says on the tin. It is a pirate island. So let that load in. And we'll do an overview of everything that's in the bundle in just a second. So here we go. This is your island of pirates. So you got boats and shipwrecks. And just turn that off over here. A variety of different huts and so on. And then over here we've got like a skull mountain and some animated birds going on. And yeah, so that's pretty much the idea. I don't know if there's interior. Yeah, there are even interiors here. So if you're creating, again, a pirate-style island, this one is a very modular pack for doing exactly that. And then finally, we're going to show you one that's available for both Unreal Engine and Unity Engine. We'll show you it in both so you get an idea what these look like. And this is the Horror Hospital. And here we go. So let's just go ahead and turn that off. Hit space to get rid of that. All right. So here we go. So this is just a creepy hospital environment here. So, and by the way, everything is actually in reasonably good shape. So this is actually shown in a decrepit state. But you can, obviously, if you have a normal hospital environment, you have operating beds and things like that. If you you light it normally, you can use it that way. So that's what this one is all about. Just a simple, again, pretty creepy looking hospital going on. And now what we're going to do is switch on over to Unity. This is the exact same thing. It's amazing how different the lighting is. Let me just go ahead and turn those gizmos off. And same thing. So all of the same assets you just saw. And once again, these can all be exported out, used in another engine if you wish. But this is the same environment, just much different lighting and environment setup, but in the Unity game engine, like so. So if you need to have a creepy hospital, that is exactly what this one is all about. And then we've also over here got the modular dungeon. So these are available. I believe they're all in HDRP and Universal Render Pipeline. So even if you're using ERP or HDRP, they've got you covered there. And this one is a dungeon, like so. Some statuary going on. And again, everything you're seeing here is modular, and it's a demo. So of course, Unity 6 just crashed, and I think that concludes the hands-on portion. So back to the Humble page. If you don't know how this works, Humble is a collection of stuff, in this case game assets, organized into tiers. You buy a hard value tier, you get all the assets below it. You decide how your money is allocated between Humble, charity, the publisher, and if you so choose to do, and thank you so much if you do, to help support Game from Scratch. So you see this one is the top tier here at, I think that would be $30 USD. You are getting 38 items. The $1 tier, you are getting the French Village for Unreal Engine, and at the median price tier, which never makes any sense, you are getting 9 items. So we'll look at it as one whole thing. If you're wondering exactly how these things work, for the Unreal Engine stuff, you are getting them all as individual Unreal Engine keys that you can redeem on the Epic Marketplace, whereas for the Unity stuff, it is a single key based on the tier you buy. So if you buy the 3rd tier, for example, you redeem it on the Unity Asset Store, you get all of the things as a single purchase. So it's definitely easier to redeem the Unity stuff than it is the Unreal Engine stuff. So here what you're getting, and the full bundle: Cyberpunk, Industrial Factory, Abandoned Hospital, so again, that's available for Unity and Unreal, the Medieval Fortress, Stylized Nature, the Modular Graveyard, the Fantasy Village, the Rural Town, the Abandoned Hospital, Stylized Fantasy Town, Medieval Town in both game engines once again, Pirate Island, both game engines. The Modular Dungeon is available only in only in the Unity game engine. The Viking Village is available in both game engines. The War Camp is available in both game engines, and as you saw, you can actually export that one out. That's the one that we saw in action in Blender, so you could have just as easily got that into Godot or Default or basically anything that can support GLB or FBX format. Then we've got the Fantasy Weapons Pack for both game engines. You have the Desert Town for both game engines, House on a Hill for both game engines, Olympus for both game engines, The Messenger for both game engines, and then we got a number of prop packs. These are all nanites, so they're Unreal Engine only. So here you're seeing the Medieval Market Kit, Modular Houses, Food and Dining Kit, the Village Kit, Church Cathedral Kit Bash, War Camp Kit, Castle Kit, the Harbor Kit, and then, of course, the French Village is the $1 tier item here. So there's definitely a little bit more on the Unreal Engine side than the Unity side, but pretty good balance for both game engines here as well. And yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Unreal Engine and Unity Mega Bundle. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.